G'day guys, I am going to do something completely different today. I'm going to do something that I have not gone down the path of, and that's lighting up sets. Now why have I not gone down this path? Well, if you look at some of the cities that do it, they look absolutely amazing, and they also look like a wiring nightmare. Time suck, money suck, just lots of suck. But I'm going to be up front and say I was actually sent some kits for review by a company called GJBricks. I have never done lighting up before. It is a new experience for me. Now what set am I going to light up? Actually they sent me 2 kits to do, but I thought they'd only sent me 1, and that was for the diner. So anybody who's not familiar with the diner, obviously this is the diner. Beautiful set. Why did I choose this set? Well, I'm just going to show you a quick clip from their video showing it lit up, and you'll understand why I chose this as the kit that I was going to do. It was one I was about to build. It's one of my favorites. Like, I really love this set. It's one I've always liked, and the sort of the vibe of it with the bright colors is just absolutely perfect. So here's a clip from their video of it being lit up. As you can see, that's pretty phenomenal. I love that. Lights flying everywhere along the front of it. It just looks really well lit up. Why do I light up city? Go and look at my good friend Brixtonville's channel. He has an absolutely, his city is called the City of Lights for a reason. It looks amazing. Just don't look at his wiring. Hint, his recent video he did showed the wiring. Even he admits it's a scary proposition, but it looks absolutely incredible. So I'm going to show you what's in one of these boxes, and then I'm going to go about doing the installation. Now I have to use the instructions online because I've never done this before. I have no idea how to do it. This contains a battery box, but I know a lot of people actually use USB. It's actually a USB battery box, so you can actually use USB hubs and things like that, which is a lot more convenient. So you get a USB powered hub, and you know, much easier if you're going to run lots and lots and lots of lights. Now they actually sent me a second kit for the Grand Emporium, so I will do that one separately. I'm going to do this as a review. As I said, they sent me this to review. I'm not going to promise good or bad things about it, but looking at the videos, it looks fabulous. I can't comment on price and things like that. I'm just going to say about the value and things like that in the review. So let's get this built and have a look at what it looks like lit up. I'm going to start this review by unboxing the set. So here's the box. The packaging comes in nicely done. They're based in Estonia, if that matters to anybody. Now this was shipped from China, so obviously they're based in Estonia, but they ship from other places. China is obviously easier to ship from here, but I know they ship from Estonia as well. I do like their logo as well, the GJBricks. They've got a ton of light kits on there. I noticed they've even got the new Ghostbuster Ecto 1 on there. That would be awesome. So let's open it up and see what's in here straight away. Now let's get the box up, and as you can see, that's packed pretty nicely, and straight up there's a lamp pre-built with the lighting already set up in it. Isn't that great? Now one of the comments they make is that they use aviation grade lighting. I'm not sure if that's a standard thing or not, but the reason being it's very fine and very strong, so makes it a lot more receptive, a lot easier to work with, but there are still risks. Here's a bag of parts. So in here we can see there's clear curved parts. Now these are not Lego parts. Point blank can see they aren't Lego parts. I can't blame them for that, because obviously it would be expensive to do that one. I'm guessing you can swap these out for Lego parts, so I will probably do that over time. And some of these parts I do already have in Lego, so that's not a problem. Cables, we have here expansion boards, so these are used to, one comes in, then splits into several. Here we got nice white lights, strip lights. I'm guessing that's for doing along here. That's going to look awesome. Now these parts here, what have we gone back to? These parts here actually replace a large chunk of what's in the, let's just lift that up so you can actually see what I'm pointing at. They actually replace what's in here, because one of the things, as you would have seen in that video, is they do this awesome effect through here which looks fantastic. So looking forward to seeing that. Now one thing I actually don't know is if this is the classic or the advanced kit. They have two, the classic kit and the advanced kit. The main difference is the advanced kit has more lights in it, so that's the primary difference. So here we have a load of connecting cables. There's a lot of cables, 5, 10, 15, 30 and 50 centimeter cables in there. There is a lot in here. And then here we have warm white strip lighting. So this will be doing for the done for the interiors. Those are white strips. Those are expansion lights. What's this one? Oh, there you go, multicolor flashing lights. So this is actually the one that does along the strip in the diner. There's another cable there, so bit like flashing white. And this is the battery box I mentioned. So let's just open this up and have a look at it and see what it actually is, and you'll see what I mean about the USB versus battery. Here we go. So that is effectively providing a USB socket in a battery pack. So you can just pop this open, if I can figure out how to open it. There we go. 3 AAA batteries in there. All that does is give you a USB socket that is powered. So from that you could power a small hub without any problems, but you would also probably want to get a mains powered hub, which is what most people do. So they'll power one hub and then power lots of several hubs off the back of that, because you can daisy chain the things together if you're going to go nuts and do a lot of lighting in your city. Right, I'm going to put this in. I'm not going to film the installation because I've never done this before and I think it's going to be quite fiddly. I might stop and do a couple of sort of quick freeze frames just to show you things as I go through it. I'm excited to try this because I've never done it and I have wanted to do it. I'm also absolutely terrified that I'm going to love it so much I want to do every building I own and every train and every... Yes, anyway. Let's do this! And here you've got the finished lit model, which looks pretty darn cool. I'm going to do a tour around with the camera in a second, but I just wanted to show you this sitting here. I love all the flashing lights up here. It's just brilliant. Look at how much that brings it to life. It's just perfect for this diner. The way this whole thing lifts. When I was putting this together, I was just stopping periodically and testing it as I went through each floor, because I've never done this before, and anybody who's done sort of electrical things probably tell you should check things as you go through and make sure it's working. The last thing you want to do is wire everything up and then find out you've done something wrong up here. So I was plugging in each floor and looking at it and just going, wow, it just takes it to a whole new level. While I was building it, one of my daughters went to the bathroom and I made her come in and have a look at it and just go, wow, how cool is that? These lights down here are just inspirational. I love how this lights up, how this, like, you'd want to go and eat at this diner, like you'd see this from a mile away. Like, I've got it in my Lego room here and everything's lit up around me. You can't see me, I'm over here in the dark behind it because it's so brightly lit, but just look how perfectly lit each of those floors is. We even got lights back here. It's just brilliant. The whole thing is just awesome. Let's just do a rotation of that while I've got the room really, really dark, because I'm going to show you a couple other bits of it. There we go, you can see me now. All the way around here, we've got every floor is lit. Now I'm really hoping that my camera can do justice to this when I show you it in close-up, but absolutely awesome. And I'll talk through the wiring as well, and sort of lessons learned doing this as well, being a newbie to it. I'm going to do a quick walk around of this and show you a few sort of bits and pieces of detail. I'm going to do it with the camera in my hand like this so I can get in a bit closer with it. Now I will say there's a couple of mistakes I've made just sort of looking at this that I can tidy up, but just so you're aware of this kind of thing. You can see a cable hanging off there, and there are a couple of spots on this where you can see cables on the surface like here. Now what you have to appreciate is you're putting these between bricks, and it's very hard to actually you can't push down too hard because you will break the cable. Now this cable is strong, it's aeroplane grade cable, but it can still actually break if you put too much pressure on it. Now one thing that it wasn't so happy with, there's actually a cable running all the way down this drain pipe here behind here. So you plug the drain pipe off, run the cable down behind it, and then put the drain pipe back on. But the problem is the tolerance in these clips is not quite, is so good that it doesn't actually allow as much sort of clutch power as you would like in there, shall we say. So just be aware of things like that. It's not sort of the most beautiful thing in that respect. And then there's other ones like this where you've got lamps like this one. Oh, is it going to focus for me? Here we go. Where you've actually got to run the lamp along the outside, and there's no way around that because this is solid all the way through. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You can reduce the amount of cable that's here. That is actually was pulled a bit tighter than that, but I've actually knocked this light since then, so that's why it's come off. You can see the flashing lights all the way around here, which is actually very well hidden. It's actually in this base plate, so some of the extra parts you get are these clear pieces. I did have to modify these ever so slightly to knock out a middle stud so I could actually put the light in there. So there's a single light in each of these 6 long clear pieces, and that's how it works. Now on this end here, obviously it's slightly different, it's one below, but you wouldn't notice that until I pointed it out. And the reason for that being is just the way the roof is constructed. There's actually no real way around it. Now look at the diner itself. How fabulous does that look lit up? Again, you can see a couple of cables of creep. Let's just move it up slightly. It really does look fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. And this street light here is quite impressive because this is actually not the Lego one, so there's no cable here. This is actually one they provide you. Just look at the quality of that. There's no visible lights in here, there's no cables visible here. The cable goes under the floor here and then in through the building here, so you can't even see it. It looks fantastic. And every floor is like that one. One of my favorite views actually is sort of round here and in through this back door here. Look at that, just like that nice little couch lit up there. Let's pull this open. There we go. Look how cozy does that look in there. Brilliant. Love it. And we've got the boxing ring down here, practicing. I've got rid of the alligator. I did have an alligator. And here's our cable coming out, all connected to this one USB battery box, which is a good thing because all you need to do is change this USB cable to a USB hub, power the hub, done. And you can power 3 or 4 modulars quite easily. And everything in this, which is something that really impressed me, is it's all sort of daisy chained together. So you only have that one cable going in and the whole thing is daisy chained through. There's a couple of switcher boards in there that you can't see because they're all hidden away in here now. But that's it. You can plug 3 or 4 things or 8 things into one of them and it just passes through. It's so clever and so simple. Yeah, just look at that. Every room you can see, it's a Lego modular. You can see inside, like every part of it. And most of the cabling is really well hidden apart from that one there that's dropped down. Now, this was actually one of the first bits of this I did. So I learned a few things as I went through and did it. That's why that one's not been quite tidied up, but that'd be pretty easy to do. There's a couple of cables here. I changed the way instructions ever so slightly, just on the way this was cabled through here, and I've hidden it away there so it's not quite as obvious. That one there's not really a lot you could do. You could run plate along there just to hide it away. Do you need to? It's up to you really. Is it going to be looked too closely? Up to you, up to you. But yeah, I think it looks fabulous. Look at that, just so good. I did make one mistake, and that was in this. It is meant to be powered, but I actually just dropped the guitar on the floor. I actually made a mistake and broke one of the boards in my heavy-handedness, so I need to replace that. Otherwise, I'll put a photo up in the corner here. I'll put a photo up now so you can see it lit up. It does light up. Not as exciting as the main building because it doesn't have any of this, but all the lights light up on it, as you can see. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, it was a very easy experience. It took me sort of a while to do it. I think I spent probably between 2 and 3 hours wiring the whole lot up. And I'll be honest, the car actually took me probably the longest, because that's really fiddly. You can see like one of the lights has come off here, and this is one of the challenges if you're going to do this lighting, is trying to plan through how, hang on, let me see if I can get that in focus, plan through where your wiring is going to go, because bear in mind this is Lego and it's designed to a pretty good tolerance, and that's why, you know, everything kind of, you can see like even pushing that on there quite hard, there we go, it's stuck now. It's not, I don't think you'll be able to see this quite, there's a very slight gap there where it's not quite gone all the way in, and that's because the cables are pushing the lights out. The front one looks excellent, you wouldn't even know they were there. You can actually see the white bit inside each of those lights is actually the LED light, and it looks brilliant. The back lights are a bit more fiddly because they've got these grey bits underneath them which take up a bit of space, but they do make it easier to mount it onto that plate. So catch 22, and then how you run the wiring underneath. Yeah. Less keen on that. Would I change anything in this kit? There's probably, you could if you really wanted to light up this sign, for example. Do you need to though? Probably not, because look, let's turn the light off and we'll see how bright that is. Yeah, probably could do with being lit. If you're going to run it in a dark room, you could do something here. I'm not sure how, I'll have to have a look into that one. I'd probably do some down lights on it, or some up lights even. That would look pretty cool. Light it that way. So I'm sure there's people who've done that, but everything you see here is the kit from GJBricks. This is everything they provided in their kit to make this light up, is what you see here. The flashing lights, lights on every floor. Each floor's got about 3 strip lights in it. The spotlights up here, the lamp here, all of the little LEDs in here. It's all part of the kit. They make it that simple to put it together. So kudos to them for this excellent work they've done here. Just look, I love this. This is one of my favorite. This is the first bit I did, was this top section here. This is where you start and then you sort of go through the floor. And just the moment I plugged that in and tested it, I was like, yeah, wow, that's cool. That is cool. Look at it. It's just awesome. And even the little flashing light on top just really changes it. Love it, love it, love it. There we have the finished model, lit up in all its glory. It's one of those things that I'm trying to decide how best to summarize my thoughts on this. Look at it from 2 points of view. If you have sets on display, perfect, like it lifts it to another level. If you've got a Lego city, you've got to ask yourself the question of, how am I going to wire this blooming thing up? Think about how you're going to do that, and then decide if you want to go ahead and do it, because there's a lot of wiring here. Now, there's only one wire actually ultimately coming out of this, but if you think about it, if you do all the city, all your modulars, all your street lights, and every other point of interest, you end up with a lot of wires. Now, go and have a look at Brixtonville. He has an amazing city, and he recently did a sort of behind the scenes tour of his Lego room, and he shows you some of the wiring under his table. Have a look at that. That will make you think about how you're going to do it. Also, Mr. Bookyboo has done a couple of videos on lighting your city as well. Recommend those too. Again, similarly, you will see a lot of the cabling underneath. So I'm well happy with how this looks, and I'm going to be doing my Grand Emporium and a couple of my display sets as well, most definitely. Am I going to do the rest of the city? Yeah, I'm undecided on that. I am actually on the fence about that one. I'd love to, but at the same time I kind of look at it going, but that's like another thing that takes away from the building Lego experience. But then again, is this part of the experience? I'll let you decide on that one. Let me know in the comments what you think. As for this kit, excellent, very happy with it. So easy to do because everything is there ready for you. I've included links down below in the description to their shop. I will be up front and say they're affiliate links, so it lets them know that you've appreciated my review of this set. As I said when I was going through, I did have a couple of hiccups, and I did make the boo-boo on the car that I've not been able to show you it lit up other than that one photo. That was my fault. But otherwise, excellent. And I love the fact that everything is USB based, because that means you can just add in USB hubs, do it all properly, do it all simply, and it will just work. USB is great for that kind of thing, and a great choice for this kind of powering up. I love how it looks. It really transforms it. If I had cabinets full of modulars, I would be lighting every single one of them up in a heartbeat, because I just think this transforms it into a whole other thing. Let's just turn the light off one more time. Woohoo, look at that. It's spectacular. But it is a lot of work, and you've got to plan ahead and think about it. So I'm now thinking about, am I going to light my whole city up, or am I going to light bits of my city up? Am I going to go and try and do the whole thing? I admire Brixtonville and Mr. Bookie Boo so much. Their cities look fantastic. Just got to ask yourself, is that where I want to go? And the advantage of a kit like this is it's really easy to put it all together, follow their instructions, and you've got something that looks this good with flashing lights. You haven't had to plan it through or think about it. Everything is there. You know the parts are there ready for you. It saves you time. It saves you time. It means you end up with a great product like this. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this kit. Are you something you want to go and have a look at? I recommend go and have a look at GJBricks. Check out their website. Link is down below in the footer. But kudos to them for these kits. I think it looks fabulous, and I'm looking forward to doing my next one already. If you're new here, hit subscribe. I post regularly and do reviews like this all the time. And I will see you again very soon. Here's a couple more videos I think you will enjoy. Thank you for watching my disco diner one more time.